Hey guys, welcome back to another flashlight review, and today we're going to be looking at the Acebeam Pokelit AA in titanium. And this one arrived a bit of a surprise for me, as Acebeam had their 10th anniversary and basically have sent this to me as a gift. So yeah, I thought I might as well make a quick little review on it. I guess some of you might be interested in getting one of these, or you might be interested also in the aluminium version, which was the first Acebeam light that I actually owned. So yeah, quite impressed with it, and thought I'd do a quick review of it. So show you what you get in the box. Of course, you get the light itself, and I'm not sure if they actually sell this particular 10th anniversary version on their website. I've seen the titanium version, but just with a different design. It's basically identical apart from this little 10th anniversary engraving on the side of it. The one on the website just has kind of this, I don't know what you call it, this wavy bluish design. So it comes with this 14500 cell, 920 milliamp hours. Does have a USB-C charging port on there. The light itself does not have inbuilt charging. And apart from that, you do get a couple of these diffusers. So if you like some warmer light or just some diffused white light, you can basically just slot them over the top of the light like that. Very easy. Get a manual, of course, and there's some technical information on there, some instructions as well. You can pause the video and have a look. I think on the back, yeah, it's just in a different language. And you've got, this is the box as well. So again, if you want to pause the video, have a look at some of the specifications. I won't go into them in much detail. You get a 5-year warranty. This box here contains a lanyard, USB-C charging cable, a couple of spare O-rings, and of course the manual, which I took out before. So your little side-by-side comparison here between the aluminium version to the right and we've got the titanium version to the left. They're a very similar weight, but definitely the titanium one just feels a little bit heavier and is going to be tougher as well, just given that titanium is a denser material compared to the aluminium. So just a little close-up, and yeah, like I mentioned, bare titanium and heavier than the aluminium one, but not by much. And yeah, it's definitely going to be more durable, hold up nicely to scratches and bumps, which I find adds character to these non-anodized lights. Aluminium lights just tend to look a bit ratty after a while if you drop them or scratch them. IP68 water resistance and 1.5 meter drop resistance as well. It's 2 meter water resistance. And this one comes with the Nichia 519A 90 CRI, and it's in 5000K. So it's a warmer LED. So I think a lot of people tend to prefer this LED, though it does reduce the lumen output a fair bit. So it's 500 lumens max in this light. And the great thing with the Pokelit AA is that it also accepts normal alkaline and nickel metal hydride cells. I'll go through the UI, and it's very simple, really. Just half press if you want to cycle through the low, medium, high modes. Okay, and then you can full press to lock it in. Another alternative, you just click on and click off to just cycle between low, medium, high. As you can see, there was a bit of a strobe, and that's if you just keep pressing that end switch about, I think, 10 to 20 times, and eventually the strobe will come on. It's it's a feature that I don't really use. I don't see why it was included in here, but yeah, it is in there. It's just a little bit difficult to access. There is mode memory as well. So say you've just got it in the low mode, turn it off, wait for about a couple of seconds, and yeah, it remembers that last mode that you were in. Alright, so I ran a bunch of ceiling bounce tests, and you can see here on the high mode, you get close to 1 minute of runtime on high before it starts to step down quite quickly. So yeah, by about 1.5 minutes, it steps down to 40%. And I ended the test just after the 5-minute mark. This is another ceiling bounce test that I ran on the medium mode, and you can see pretty much holds 100% through the duration of the test, which is good. So some good sustained runtime on that medium mode. So also ran a bunch of tests with my Opal Lightmaster Pro. You can see here on high, I got 76 meters of throw. CRI was fantastic, between 97 to 98. And the CCT was between 4,500 and 4,800K. So definitely on the warmer end. In fact, a little bit warmer than what was specified. I really like the beam profile of the Pokelit AA. It's perfectly circular in terms of that hotspot in the center, and you do get wide flood as well, so it's practical, and you don't, blind yourself up close, especially on that high mode because of that large hotspot. I think Acebeam have nailed the beam profile on this light. So some considerations to be aware of. The first is that it is heavier than the aluminium version, and it does heat up faster as well. Definitely can feel it in the head when I keep reactivating that high mode, and the aluminium one should perform better, all things being equal. The second consideration is that the titanium version is significantly more pricier than the aluminium version, but of course it is titanium, which is a rare sort of metal that you see a lot of flashlights made out of these days. It's a bit more difficult to machine apparently. The third consideration is that this light produces 500 lumens, which, it's definitely not a pocket rocket, but it's actually plenty of light for most purposes. I do use another light, the Raylight Pineapple Mini, and that has lower specs. I think it produces about 300 lumens on the high mode, and even that, using that constantly around the house, outside for some odd jobs, is more than enough. You do also get the high CRI output, which makes this light more of a tool in certain professions. Overall, the Acebeam Pokelit AA in titanium has got to be one of my favorite AA EDC flashlights. It's built like a tank, looks and feels awesome, and is bright enough to get pretty much most jobs done. So if you're interested, go ahead and check the video description. I've put a link down below where you can get the titanium version of the Pokelit AA. It does have a different design than this model here. But if you have questions, let me know down below. I will get back to you in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, do me a big favor and click the like button on the video. It's one of the few ways that YouTube recommends my videos to other people. And if you want to see more flashlight reviews and keep up to date with the latest news, make sure you subscribe. Pokelit AA, Nichia 519A, and in high CRI, 5000K version. And this is on the high mode, and Acebeam just do so well in producing a beautiful beam from this flashlight. I love how it's got a perfectly circular hotspot, really large hotspot as well. Now it doesn't throw a heap, but for medium, up to medium range, you can see that cone there, the second cone, going quite well. And I'll go for a little bit of a walk just to show you what it looks like, the beam profile, and very balanced beam. I would say this is a light that's designed more for short to medium range, especially on the high mode there. It's probably more for medium range, but if you're on the lower mode like this, or just the medium mode here, it really gets the job done, and it has tons of spill as well, which is a little more easier to get on these smaller flashlights. Light just wants to spread out further when you've got a smaller reflector, but they've also managed to create a reasonably focused hotspot in the center as well, which I love. It's just just very aesthetically pleasing beam. And yeah, look at that, medium mode. This is a great little EDC. It's really one of my favorites. I do find now it's getting hot. The head is getting hot, and that is the case with these titanium lights. It doesn't dissipate heat as well as aluminium. So yeah, something to keep in mind. It's not uncomfortably hot, but it is more than warm, I'd say, in the high mode. Acebeam Pokelit AA, and that there is on the high mode, low, medium. The low is pretty difficult to see, but the medium mode, as you can tell, it's pretty, you got a really large hotspot, and it's not getting all the way down the end, but sort of mid-range, tinting those buildings around the center sides of those buildings quite well. And yeah, that low mode is just too difficult to pick up on camera, but I can see it very close, a few meters ahead. You know, the medium is probably a good balance. I mean, that's a great walking light, and you're not going to be using up too much battery as well in that mode. It does the trick. And then you've got that high mode if you need extra bit of visibility.